today.
So how that went for you?
I actually played on Blizzworld again and took your advice, and we ended up winning.
Nice, that's great. So what you been applying in specific?
Taking harder angles.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Trying to apply more pressure on their back line and not playing frontline soldier.
Right. So kind of you've been trying to take those 90 angles. That's what you're saying, yeah?
Right. Yes.
Okay, okay. And also those positions with long range angles, that is something you try to take as well. You're kind of taking those high grounds a little bit more, for example, right?
Right.
Okay, okay. Well, what do you think you did struggle with when you looked up all this concept so far?
Uh,
If there's anything.
Confidence. I'm still lacking the confidence to take like the one-on-ones and stuff.
So why is that the case?
Uh, I'm just not confident in my aim. Not
Mm-hmm.
yet, at least.
Mm-hmm. So, did you try to also implement this routine, doing the warm up as well? Like,
Yes. Yes, I did.
how you like it?
It's hard.
Yeah,
It's
for
very
sure,
hard.
for sure, for sure. And see, this is gonna be important idea. Whenever you practice, it's just the more you do it, the easier it's gonna be. And whenever you in the game, right? Whenever you're trying to take a duel, it's also just important to try to see how can you aim in those cases anyway. Yeah, try to aim under pressure, try to practice. See, your point is not just hit the shots, but I think it's just gonna be more how can I practice hitting my shots more. Yeah, so you can maybe specifically even in the real game when you're in one-on-one situation, just still practice your trigger discipline. Yes, still try to practice hitting your shots when it matters. Yeah, you just kind of taking your time. Did we go over to get discipline with you yesterday, by the way?
No, no, we didn't.
Oh, we didn't. Okay, so this is the kind of thing you can do. I'm just gonna screen share that real quick. Might be useful, I think, fundamentally, because you do the same routine at this point of time. Just instead of constantly hitting your shots, instead of constantly, maybe holding your primary fire, for example, that is kind of common mistake a lot of players do. What you can do instead is try to do this. So, for example, here, if I go on a Vaxta, maybe it can be also try hard FA, but you can try Vaxta at first if you like. For example, if you play soldier, it doesn't matter, I think, what character you play. It's just you want to take your time to hit the shots. So see, okay, for example, I pick the soldier. Let's see. Okay, so instead of holding my fire, which looks like this, yeah, for example, try to aim at the mercy. See, like most of my shots, it might be difficult for you to hit those when you're just holding the primary fire. So what you need to do instead is try to only hit the shot when your crosshair is right on the target. So kind of do it this way. I aim, shoot a little, wait, readjust my crosshair, shoot a little, readjust my crosshair, shoot a little, readjust my crosshair again, shoot a little again, and you repeat this process until you become really fast. It's just gonna take you less and less time to readjust your crosshair by doing this. So you even see with the pro players, yes, it seems like the aim is really smooth and everything, but try this out. Just specifically focus on your trigger discipline. Only click when your shots are on the target, so you're not holding the primary fire anymore. Does it make sense?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes
yeah, yeah.
total sense. And
Yeah, so,
I was noticing that earlier.
mm-hmm. You,
Uh,
you noticing...
because I was
Yeah, sorry, continue.
uh when I was trying to track certain targets, I would be behind them instead of just like just trying to get my crosshair fixated on them
Right.
and end up missing the entire clip.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So with this practice, just take more and more time to practice this trigger discipline. I think should be pretty valuable in treat competitive games kind of same way as well. You just practice hitting your shots. You cannot get better at aiming if you don't practice in a duels. So just go for the duels anyway. Of course, you have to read the situation when you can give up the duel. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes you can give up the position, maybe position somewhere else, but we can go over that later as well. Yeah, but you
All right.
still Mostly, I think on one-on-ones you should be most of the time you should be confident. Just understand how to use your character, how to use your abilities, what to do with them in order to win. Does all of it make sense so far?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, okay. So it's just trigger discipline. Might do that. So I'm gonna mention it in a summary. Yeah, practice, trigger discipline. Okay, is there anything else? What's been difficult?
Uh, I can't think of anything off the top of my head,
Mm-hmm.
but I do have 2 replays.
Yeah, sure. We can
Uh,
take a look at those.
so one is like it's the Blizzard World where we ended up winning, if you wanted to critique
Uh-huh,
me
uh-huh,
after
uh-huh.
I took your advice. And I also have one I feel like I did well in,
Mhm.
but still ended up losing.
I think the second one would be better. The one
Okay.
where you lost. Let's do that. Okay, let's take a look. Because really, all of your performance applying the tools, concepts, it's mostly not really map reliant. It's just how do you implement those ideas and at any point of time. Because Overwatch is really situational. Your teammates are moving from one position to another. Sometimes even main angle of where the card is moving, it might be your off angle because your team is just somewhere else. Your team is just maybe taking those kind of side angles, going somewhere else, like taking high ground, for instance. Yeah, it might happen. Okay, but let's take a look. So this here, what do you think you could have done better than to win in this game? Is there anything specific you think?
Uh, Probably better positioning, pushing
Mm-hmm.
up when I needed to stagger the enemies,
Mm-hmm.
and not focusing on someone that's given our team a lot of problems. Like in this game specifically, the Genji was focusing me a lot, and it was just hard for me to create space on my own.
Right, right, right. I also see now notes, something we mentioned is just your hero pool, right? Did you think about the hero pool at this point of time? What kind of characters you want to practice, limiting yourself to potentially 3 characters? What those would be?
Uh, Probably Soldier and Ash mainly,
Uh-huh.
uh, and Cassidy situationally, like if they have a Doomfist or a Tracer or something,
Uh-huh.
uh, to kind of counter them.
Uh-huh.
Um, I love playing Tracer. Tracer is one of my favorite players
Uh-huh.
or heroes to play, but
Uh-huh.
cannot play her right now.
Okay. 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 Why you cannot play her right now?
Uh, it's the counters, really. Uh, like I don't know how to play around them like I used to. Um, and my aim, I feel like Tracer is a very high level seal or has a high skill ceiling,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to be able to aim to take those one on ones and one clip Zens and their backline and stuff.
Right.
Especially now since everybody has extra
Right.
health.
Right. Okay. So let's maybe break this down. So first, point about the aim. Okay. What is most important about the aim when you're doing something on the map? Is that just mechanics or is there anything else to aim?
Mechanics is a big one, but also
Uh-huh.
understanding how the heroes move
Uh-huh.
so you can figure out how to move your
Uh-huh.
crosshair while you're fighting those people. Like
Uh-huh.
Zen is very linear. Lucio is very he sways more than most heroes,
Uh-huh.
and
Uh-huh.
Ana has the hunch. So you have to figure out how the heroes
Uh-huh.
move and are shaped.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and also positioning is probably the biggest thing with aim.
Exactly, exactly. So what you described there is just your decisions. One part it might be understanding their movement. Yeah, it also might be something else, maybe understanding their abilities, what they do, for example. But it's not entirely that. Second thing is position, and the third one is mechanics. And actually, in Overwatch, mechanics part, it means the least because especially with the new changes, now it's more emphasized. You need to pay attention to your decisions and position first. So it's not your mechanics most of the time. Well, for most players, and at least from what I saw in your previous replay as well, it's not what's holding you back. It's not really the mechanics. It's just understanding this and this more. Yeah, you want to address this first, because this is what your aim consists of, for the most part. So yeah, this is what we're gonna pay attention to more, and especially with the tracer. If you're looking to practice, if you want to, you still can do it. Yeah, because again, really, most of the things is just decisions and positioning, especially for her. Another part about counters. Well, this one is more interesting. So maybe specifically for the tracer, let's maybe break this down. Who do you think might counter you? Yeah, when this is happening. Yeah, give me the situation when it happens.
Bree's a big one because he has the one-shot melee combo, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and then the hinder. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Decent hogs. I mean, you shouldn't be in line of sight of hogs any.
Exactly.
Uh, but Sombra's another one,
Right.
and uh, honestly, I think Genji's a big counter to Tracer
Oh, really?
because of the dash headshot combo. Uh,
Tracer's
of
one of the best at dealing with the Genji. But it's just well, it can be,
I think
but
they
yeah.
counter each other.
Right.
Uh,
Right. See, like it's kind of interesting. The thing about the counters, it's like, well, let's put it this way. In a lot of cases, counters, it's not like they don't exist or something is countering you. Mm, it's just, yeah, you can play that character either. It's just, you mostly, like 99%, especially at our level, at this point of time, what matters is what do you do in these situations versus those counters. Like, this word counters, it more applicable in really high ranks, to be honest. When we
right.
solve this kind of 99% of our performance, when everyone is really good, when you solve this 99% of the value, now people start sort of peeking in those characters where they might get a little bit more value just, but it's not entirely because they're trying to get value by countering something. It's more understanding the bigger picture as well, and I will go with that as well. Just your mindset behind what hero to pick. But yeah, this is something what you need to solve first. Counters is it's not really something what affects you at this point of time. Just most of it is performance. Yeah, it's just how do you play versus certain things. Yeah, for example, what do we do against the Cassidy versus the Tracer? What you could be doing potentially? What do you think?
Baiting out resources.
Baiting out resources. Yes, simply just baiting out the hinder. Maybe not playing a line of sight, and most of it is just how you do it. It's not just um, we cannot play if there's X counter, there's an X here. We just want to find, first of all, the way to play around that hero. That is one. If there is no way to play around the hero, well, then you can first of all look at the bigger picture and see maybe your hero is just not works in this kind of situation, because but it's not because they have something, but it because of your composition of the because of the map and because of the enemy comp entirely. So we can go with that actually. Yeah, do you want to go with this topic a little? So like, how do you,
Yeah, we can.
yeah, I think might be valuable just because your hero pool. Yeah, you're also gonna have three characters here. For the future, just something to make it easy for you to decide what character to pick and when. Okay, so yeah, starting with whenever you decide what to run on the map. First of all, what it depends on is your team composition. Your team composition gives you direction, basically, because you have a certain direction. Now, if there's a certain win condition, let's use this word, yeah. If you have the hero which is complementing that win condition, it's gonna be much easier for you to win. Yeah, it's not so in most cases, because of it, it might be not necessarily that enemies are really gonna counter you. Yeah, because the team
Battery
composition is
critical.
just really strong in the scenario. So for example, with the team comps, usually we like to differentiate between three compositions. One is brawl, The second one is spam or poke, and the third one is dive. Just any sort of mobile composition. Okay. Now, are you familiar with all of this here with the brawl
I am.
spam? Give me an example of brawl. Oh well, maybe just tell me how brawl wins. Yeah, what is the main point of the brawl?
So Brawl is playing as basically like a death ball and
Mm-hmm.
just walking into the team and putting out as much damage on a single person as you can. It's kind
Mm-hmm.
of like dive but slower. If
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the best way to describe it.
Mm-hmm. Sure, sure. Yeah, good. So you mainly close the gap. You kind of play this short range distance. Mm-hmm. What about spam?
Spam is
Oh, poke.
poking
Mm-hmm.
poking until you get either a pick to push in on or bait out enough resources to push in on.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of mid to long range.
Right, exactly, exactly. I again just will simplify here. I'm gonna say there's mostly longer range oriented compositions here, so we're just gonna be writing here basically everything here is just based on the range for now. Okay, this is gonna be enough for us. Short range brawl, spam is long range, and dive is just where you have a lot of mobility, where you can jump on the target real quick and close the distance. I should like to say dive can be threatening from the long distance because of their mobility, but close the gap and start be threatening there. It's just kind of a long range is an indirect threat, and when you get actually in the enemy's face, then you start doing something with your resources. You're doing it at the short range. So this arrow here just represents mobility. Basically, you can jump to the target real quick. Now, when you have certain composition, whenever you understand, oh, what my team is running, obviously it's not like everybody knows what they're doing with their heroes. Yeah, sure, they might do their own thing, but because you see certain direction of composition, you might get easier for you to win with a certain pick. Okay, so, for instance, maybe you play on Legion Tower Control Center. You have really, really good brawl team, just all stacked together. Yeah, maybe you have something like May Reaper, Reinhardt, Lucio, Moira, and the enemies run Pharah. Still, it's not like Pharah is gonna counter your composition or counter somebody there. Where some people would say, yeah, like you have to pick some sort of hit scan against the Pharah. Yeah, but in reality, your
Right.
composition it just has this really strong condition on running the enemies over and just not dealing with fire at all, but dealing with other enemies. Just deal with other and kill the fire as the last member. This is something you can do potentially. Yeah? And let's say here, even you look at your composition and can identify the main direction. Still, you can understand what is this team is more about. So, what do you think by looking at your team here? What is
Right
that
now
main
it's
direction?
right now it's probably like half spam, half dive. Uh,
Mhm.
the Doom doesn't really fit into this team comp. If we had like a Sigma or a Zarya, it'd probably be more brawl.
Yeah, sure, but you cannot control them, right? So
Right,
it's
right.
just all right. So
But if I was
mhm,
changing my hero like based on a team comp,
mhm,
I'd probably either go either Cass or like Tracer or Genji to
mhm,
dive with the Doomfist.
mhm. Yeah, yeah. I think Cassidy or maybe Tracer might work actually. Well, Soldier might work as well, of course. It's just you can win with any hero. It's just with our pick, we want to make it easy for us to apply a certain win condition. I think with a Tracer might be slightly easier. And this is where you can maybe potentially pick Tracer long term. It's not like if you like playing Tracer, I think you can definitely do that. Just see if the situation is suitable. Yeah, you have some dive composition going, yeah, the direction of the dive, well, you can confidently run Tracer most of the time. I think, especially at this point of time, Tracer is one of the best DPS. You can run Tracer almost anywhere.
She definitely is.
Yeah, you can run Tracer almost anywhere. So she's pretty versatile, but still, you can start with thinking about this. When I have the certain direction, which enables my hero, let's run that here. Okay, so yeah, this is you're right about the hero. Now the second variable is the map you play at. This is also important. With the maps, I usually like differentiate maps on those categories. I usually like to say there are some short range oriented maps. There are some maps with a lot of long range sightlines, long range spaces, and maps with verticality, where you have a lot of high guns, where high gun control is really important for you in order to control the objective or just the robot or whatever. So when you have this kind of maybe not this kind of 50-50 composition, for example, especially in those cases, I think when there's a half dive, maybe half brawl or something, you can also look at this variable here. You can look at the map and see what the map is more about and what it's allowing you to do and what kind of character is more suitable for you to play. Okay, for example, here you look at this map. What do you think about this section? About this one in specific? What is this map is more about, in your opinion?
Uh, it depends on where you play, but it's mainly short to like vertical
Mm-hmm.
because you have the high ground in the middle.
Right.
But if you want to play in the corridors and make them push you, uh, it's very much a
Yeah.
short range map.
Exactly. Exactly. And this is what you want to look at. Again, even with the map, every map you will see there gonna be some short range spaces, long range spaces, some verticality, but you just want to see what kind of space affects the objective, the point the most. And I would agree, short range spaces around the point, there are a lot of those, and this high ground here, and maybe this one in the middle. So this is how you view it. And see what kind of characters can help you to just play around all these positions while enabling your win condition within your composition. So would Tracer still be suitable choice in our case? What do you think?
I think
Or
so because there's a lot of flanks on this map. Uh,
flanking routes, yeah, sure. So you can kind of maybe use those short range spaces to your advantage, where you're not getting poked as much before you start potentially. Verticality might be difficult for you as a tracer, but
that
you know. Mm-hmm.
that's what I was thinking because on this map specifically, to play tracer, it has to be more of a like the assassination top tracer
Mm-hmm.
instead of the poking when waiting for an opportunity.
Mm-hmm. 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 Well, all of this again, either you assassinate or you poking, wait for opportunity again, mostly depends on your comp and the enemy composition, I think, as well. But yeah, I think you're right. It's just might be might be harder to use verticality consistently, but you still can do it. Yeah, this is how you view it. Just identify the main direction of the composition, identify the map, what it allows you to do. I think because of it, like because there's some sort of verticality can use, soldier is not as bad in your hero pool. Yeah, because you have some sort of mobility. It helps you to maybe use this high ground to your advantage slightly, but there are still better options. Maybe in your case, even going Ash, you can take high ground as soon as possible. Tracer, I think, is definitely better because you kind of see. You run a little bit better with the divers and also can flank around, like I mentioned. This is how you think. Just team composition first and the map second, and pick the hero based on that. That is those two variables first. Those what matters to you the most. Composition of the enemy matters as well, but not as much. As soon as you play around your strengths, what you guys are strong at, uh, there shouldn't be like fundamental problems. At least at this point of time at our level, if that makes sense.
Right.
Okay. Do you understand everything about all of this, or any questions?
Understand it is mainly dealing with the healers as well.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that's mainly what I pick my heroes off of at this rank. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of the teams down here they don't communicate, and when they try to communicate,
Mm-hmm.
everyone wants to try to be the leader, and everyone wants to try to take over the team.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone just ends up doing their own thing and just leaving voice chat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh, so like on my team right now, we have the Lari and Mercy, which kind of limits uh 9 mobile characters. So
Mm,
like,
why is that?
well, it depends on how decent they are at their hero. Because Alari, they're going to be playing around their pylon, and depending on where they put their pylon, it may not be
Mm-hmm.
viable for me to be in.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, our Mercy's gonna have to go around and try to help heal everybody because she's
Mm-hmm.
Ilari's on a her gun's on a heal cooldown. So when she uses it, it's
Right.
on a cooldown. And her pylon is on a major cooldown if it gets destroyed or if
Right.
she puts it in a bad spot.
Okay, so see, this matters. This matters. However, you want to simplify that for you. You don't want to overthink it. Look at your comp, at what range you're winning, at the short or long range. Simplify it to that.
Short to mid.
Short to mid. You can again simplify to just one type, so make it easy. Okay, and you see, like this is where you make it easier for you to make a decision because you have the shorter range win condition. Doesn't matter what my Alaria does with the pylon and the back. Yeah, we're still looking to apply that because there's some variables in your team. There's a big potential. Let's say Reaper hits something in the front of him. There's a Doomfist. He hits something as well while this guy's gonna be diving again, maybe this synchronized, yeah, all of that. But there are more chances for them to follow up on what you do if you run some sort of short range character, for example, yeah. Or it might be other
Right.
way around where you have entirely poke team, yeah, and you can say, well, let's say you have something like Sigma double sniper, but you have Lucio for some reason. Yeah, you obviously we can say Lucio is not the most suitable pick, and sure, yeah, why he's what he's doing there with a speed boost and all of that, you don't need it. Your main win condition is just try to poke people, yeah. But because you're peaking the characters based on the supports, now you might limit yourself. You might think, with the Lucio, it's better to play something like Reaper or maybe Cassidy, so you can take advantage of the speed boost. But with this type of thinking, you might get in a trap where we're not paying attention to the big picture. You see what I'm saying? Like you have to
Right.
understand where most of your resources are gonna be at, and you're gonna try to apply all this win condition. Again, you don't need to communicate. I usually suggest even leave the voice channel. Just play around the strengths. Because your team is a resource, you just use this resource to your advantage, basically. Like most of the resources, once you understand where you're at, yeah, what is the direction you guys aim towards, it makes it easy for you. Okay, that
Okay,
does
that
make
makes
sense
sense.
this way. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Right, exactly. So do not limit yourself to all of this. Only supports, because there are only two variables on the team. Supports are only two variables. You want to pay attention to the entire team first, and the map second. So we just play around the strengths, yeah, not covering our weaknesses. Yeah, this is important. Not covering the weaknesses, but enabling the strengths first. Maybe you can also cover weaknesses this way, who knows? But it's always nice. You can be staying more proactive. You always setting up your own play. This is really nice. Okay, yeah, does already make sense?
Yeah, perfect sense.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna mention it in the notes as well. So you're gonna be paying attention to team composition, map second. Might take some time to adjust all of this, but should be valuable. And with what we said so far, do you want to maybe also add Tracer to your hero pool? What do you think? Just in general, what's your opinion?
Yeah, because I used to play her quite a bit, and here, let me look at my profile. I think that's the highest tier I climbed on.
Mhm. Because I think if you have, so with your pool, you can kind of fundamentally look at it this way. Do you have some sort of short range hero? Do you have some sort of long range hero? And do you have the hero with mobility? This is what I usually suggest most people do. Have a round 3, which allows you to be in any type of scenario. And should be good. Like, we're looking at your hero pool, you have most of the heroes are longer range. So Soldier Ash is more longer range oriented. Cassidy is kind of short to long. He can be suitable in both scenarios. And Tracer is just about mobility. So if you want, you can run 4 heroes, but you can also maybe remove something like Ash, even in your case, maybe you can remove that, but it's just for now. Yeah, for now. But you can try to practice here a little bit later with the situations where verticality is important. Yeah, run the Ash there, vertical, long sight lines at the same time. But yeah, it's just if you have not as many heroes, makes your life easier at the
Right.
start, at least.
And
Hey.
there's still some map specific heroes I have, like for Kings Road, Junkertown,
Mm-hmm.
Rialto, the new one, the racetrack one. I can never think of the name.
Mm.
With the race car payload.
Mm-hmm.
Uh so all for those, I'll always start with Widow. And
Mm-hmm.
if I'm hitting my shots,
Mm-hmm.
uh it's putting a lot of pressure on the team, making them back up, creating more space for us. But if I'm missing my shots, I immediately swap because I don't want to end up throwing
Mm-hmm.
uh, the fights just because I'm not hitting
Mm-hmm.
shots and not being proactive in them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah, as long as most of your time dedicated to those kind of heroes, 3-4, maybe in your case, it should be good. Yeah, should be good enough. Okay, let's see. I think we can look at the gameplay finally, and let's take a look. Yeah, unless do you have anything to mention before we start?
This first round didn't go great.
Let's
I'll
see.
say that.
Let's see, let's see. Yeah, and it's still obviously with what we said, all of this compositional stuff, map as well. By the way, you also have Kiriko enables your diving condition even more. But it's not like it's gonna
I
matter
forgot
the
she swapped.
yeah, it's not like it's gonna matter the most. But still, yeah, you just can keep that in mind. My team composition, what they run, you can obviously run soldier. You can even one tweak the hero. To be honest, it's just how do you play it? Yeah, because you understand maybe your win condition. What do you play around? You can change your play style based on that as well. Okay.
Right. I did want to say, since you mentioned Run Trick, I do have an account where I one trick Lucio to Masters.
I see. Yeah, this can be a good strategy as long as you enjoy it. Why not? It's definitely better compared to running too many heroes. I think with the most people, they try to practice too many characters, and most of it is the reason because they get encountered. But first, there's always a mistake like people not maybe paying too attention to how they can adjust their play first, and a lot of times it's possible to do. Mm, and see what you can do on the map because of the situation you're in. And obviously understand the big picture. That helps a lot. Now, let's see, this here. We took this in position. Okay, you're on this high ground. There was a Genji pressuring you though. Yeah, he committed the dash. He used his deflect. Okay. And well, this is kind of interesting part, yeah, because you took the high ground, yeah. You this 90 angles, 90 angle, we can say, long sideline as well. Now, the second question is, how do you maintain this position? What helps you to do that in an effective way? What do you think?
Uh, Either playing the left side or right side cover. Uh, and if I would have killed this Genji, I could have held this spot a whole lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but spoiler alert, ends up killing me. Um,
Right. So,
but if I
uh-huh.
would have got him out of the way, I would have held this spot a whole lot easier and probably won the team fight maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I also should have ran back to get some resources for my
Mm-hmm.
team to help deal with the Genji instead
Mm-hmm.
of just trying to 1v1 him myself.
I think you can. You can 1v1, okay? But we can just think
I
about the
used it way too
quality.
early.
Yeah, exactly. We want to think about the quality. Usually, I like to use those first steps, 3 steps, whenever you take in an angles. So first step is taking angle. Yeah, you already did that. You at this 90 angle. Now, your second step is make sure you're controlling the angle. You're controlling your position, and mostly your defensive resources, how you use cover as well, by the way. So something you mentioned, cover. Yeah, you could be leaning towards that left, the right pillar at the moment. Here, you also have your healing station, so it's just your defensive ability, let's call it that. it's just important when you use that. Yeah, what exactly should trigger you to use your defensive ability? So what do you think when you're taking the duel with the Genji? What are those triggers you're looking for exactly before using your ability? What's your opinion?
When he first dove me, I should have backed up into the stairwell and made him use narrow cover instead of being able to use the map more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I used my biotic way too early. I shouldn't have used it taking less than 50 damage like that.
Exactly, exactly. So see, like the triggers, yeah. Whenever the pressure starts, so first, when you're trying to control the position, maintain long range. That is one. Second, you also want to look at your HP. I think it's pretty valuable. Usually, I highly suggest you wait for your HP to drop to half or less than a half. Half is enough. So when you just close to critical, this can be like a trigger for you to start using an ability. Why is that the case? Because you want to bait this Genji to go a little bit deeper on you. You see, like now he's posturing to kind of go out of the fight, but he only forced 50 HP from you. Yeah, he didn't get too much from you. Yeah, but let's say he's gonna be baited. Yeah, because you don't use your healing station too early. He's gonna get closer. You maintain the range. You can bait him in out in the open, and then use your healing station later. So it's gonna be harder for him to escape. And this is how you do it with most of the characters. You try to use healing station to your advantage. Yeah, maintain the position as long as possible, and only use that until your HP drops to half. You can start with that, for example. Obviously, you still use cover. You try to not be hit by the other people. But, yeah, this is a good starting point, I think. When you're dealing with the duels like this, with the Genjis like this, especially, can be good. Does it make sense?
Right. Yeah, it does.
Okay. So it's just half HP, maintain long range, and this what could help you to eventually maybe get a kill on the Genji. Or let's say you don't, yeah, maybe he's just gonna escape. Well, but you have your healing station now. You can apply pressure more confidently, and when he does this, you can pop your healing station, and he's gonna die most likely because he don't have his deflect. By the way, one of the most important things as well is when you hold the position, just seeing what you bait out of the enemy. If you did bait out some defensive stuff, like maybe it's his deflect, maybe you also bait out his mobility like dash. Mostly they will be in danger. So that is something you can look for. Seeing, did I bait something? If you did, and your HP dropped to half, I think can be a good trigger for you to start using your healing station. Let's see, maybe next fight. For example, here you run in. Okay, so you shoot the Genji. This is good. You using your Mercy's healing. You're not dropping your HP healing station too quickly. There's just normal shots, and then run back to this position. Sure. Your guys have to reset a little. Winston is jumping. There's some pressure. You see this? Do you need to use your healing station here?
No, I don't.
Can you use it as a tool for you to like help yourself to get better position? Yeah, because remember, we have those 3 steps: take, control, use the position. So what kind of position you could be taking right away, maybe, instead of spamming the choke here?
Going far left and taking high ground.
Sure.
Or taking the flank.
Flank where? To the right?
To the bottom left where the mega is, and going behind point.
Yeah,
And
but
trying
try
to draw
that.
him back out of the choke.
Definitely better. Yeah, definitely one of those things. And healing station is just gonna constantly help you to do something. Yeah. So first step, take a position. Second step, make sure you control it. Make sure you dealt with all the threats on the angle. And the last step is just use the position. Just leverage the position. Shoot people for free once you have it. Yeah, let's continue.
Use it until they pressure you out of it.
Yeah, if they do, because your healing station is out, your HP is dropped to half. Mostly it's a good trigger for you to just think, I maybe can give up the position at the moment, but later you still try to repeat the cycle, still try to take control, use the position, so you're not just going back to the main. Yeah, you're still fighting for valuable spots on the map. If you yeah, if possible. It just depends on the resources. Yeah, they send a lot of resources, you go back a little, maybe they go out, then you push forward. Yeah, it's just this push and pull kind of concepts. Yeah, that's, it's always better. Set up first, you have set a better position to the right, I think. Do not limit yourself to shooting on the main. That's a good kill though. Like, I definitely see you don't have too many problems with mechanics. Obviously, you can address this trigger discipline. Yeah, for example, here. You see, like, you're trying to track the soldier. Here, just waiting slightly, readjusting your crosshair. Gonna make your life much easier. It's gonna take some time to be fast at it, but the more you do it, the faster you readjust the crosshair, you will build up the speed when you, yeah, doing this better trigger discipline. Maintain the range. That's alright. You have your ultimate. Ultimate, you can also again treat it like a tool which helps you to stay aggressive and kind of take those valuable positions. So right away, again, go all the way left, go all the way right. We don't want to sit on the main here. Yeah, we want to be somewhere else. And then healing station is not going to be here suddenly, but it's going to enable your aggressive play from the angle, yeah? Or maybe they use the window, sure, you can go back, but again, you will fight back. You will fight, take the angles back, or maybe go on the bottom, like I mentioned, take the angle there. Okay, yeah, I think it's mostly about this, at least for this section. Yeah, it seems like... Do you have any questions, maybe, so far, about all of this, or...?
Not really. It's all making sense to me.
Maybe let's use another example, like, maybe the second map example. So this one is more enclosed. You still run soldier. It's okay. Again, if you like playing soldier just because you enjoy him the most, why not? Still can be thinking about the composition to give yourself a little bit more value. Oh, by the way, what do you think about this comp here? What do you guys lean towards with this comp? What is the direction?
It's kind of a mixture between poke and brawl, because the hog would pull him in closer, and if we all focus the people he pulls in, it's mainly a guarantee win fight.
What is the main trait? A long range damage, short range damage, or mobility of this composition?
Minus the hog, it'd be mobility.
Yes, this is how you look at it. Yes, again, simplify it to that. Yeah, obviously, Hog can shoot something at the short range. By the way, his hook is threatening from the long range as well. You can mention that, yeah. But it's just important to keep an eye on main trait of the comp. What helps me here again? Maybe because the trait is mobility, it can run the character with mobility as well. Makes it easy, yeah, because all of you guys are mobile. There's a high chance somebody's gonna help you. Yeah, you use your mobility, there's another character with mobility. You can capitalize on the same things. It's just easier kind of on the paper. Yeah, obviously your team might not do that, but at least there's a high opportunity. Yeah, it just might be also easier on this map potentially, where there are not too many long range sightlines. This is a good fight. Okay, fighting. You see what the mistake the soldier did? You know what's that?
He dropped his body way too early.
Yeah, exactly.
I could have backed out and waited for it to go back on cooldown.
Exactly. So now, at this point of time, you can lean towards more defensive play. Like, go, maybe you slightly more cover here, so just play the stairs so your HUD is not overexposed. And now, this is where I'm... Yeah, let's just maybe still talk about this, controlling the position. Because I mentioned you have to use cover as well. Yeah? You have to use corners most of the time whenever you're holding an angle. But there are two types of corners you want to use. First one, or like cover, yeah? You can use whatever word you like. The first type is horizontal cover. The second type is vertical cover. Now, what you want to try to do most of the time when you trying to control the position, or maybe even using the position, is to try to limit your hitbox. Yeah, minimize your hitbox as much as possible. Really important idea. Yeah. So see, like here, because you might be leaning towards the back here, just a little bit more. The enemy soldier, he will only be seeing your head. He'll only be seeing your head, and it's gonna be harder to hit compared to the body. For example, but you still gonna have him kind of exposed because he's well, if he's gonna be pushing towards this here, you also have the mercy pocket, so it's gonna be easier for you to kill, yeah. And that's how you constantly do it. Use horizontal cover or use vertical cover to minimize your hitbox as much as possible. By the way, when you use horizontal cover, just like that, whenever you place an enemy, so like your point is just try to place an enemy as close to cover as possible. For example, maybe let's just play this out. For example, you want to try to aim towards this Genji, okay? What you could be trying to do is lean back and you place this Genji kind of close to cover, and this way you limit your body, you minimize your hitbox, and this is constantly the thing you should be trying to do, yeah? Because you here, maybe slightly closer, you will be a little bit overexposed. Going back to here, you limit your body, you minimize your hitbox, and this is something you consistently can look at. Just use cover to your advantage. Place an enemy kind of close to the cover. Maybe let's say remove the space between you and the enemy at any point of time, if possible. So, like for example, at this point, let's take a look. You start the pressure, okay, and then there's a Genji. So I'm shooting this guys. How can you remove all the space here, like all this inviolable space where the enemies can actively shoot you?
Playing on the high ground right there to the right behind that pillar.
Yeah, for example, you can run on the pillar. You can also jump to here. You can play around this. So this is how you do it. Try to minimize your hitbox as much as possible. Okay. Yeah, this is a good position for you overall. Long range sightline, 90 angle. This is good. Healing station is unnecessary. Wait for them. Yeah, bait them in. Shoot them once the Genji goes in. This is where you bait and maintain the range. And later, once HP drops to half, you can use your healing station. And now we're gonna be more confident in taking this duel as well. So this really might be big helper in winning most of the duels. Just your resource management, yeah, your decisions. Okay. You repeat the same thing, yeah, take the position. Now you in control, use the position. At this point of time, when you're trying to maintain this position and shoot the Sana, what your positioning should be, like those micro things, what you should be doing with corners.
Further back.
Further back, yeah, just a little further back, so you're not dealing with this unnecessary Genji, maybe even Bap. You just limit yourself to shooting the Ana, and if she's gonna shoot the sleep dart, but Ana would land the sleep dart, but because you maintain corner, now you would have high opportunity to dodge it. Yes, you see that right there. It's just aiming at you. Yeah. So gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be much easier for you to win when you use the cover. That's well, she missed, so it's good for us. Got the Genji. Maintain this position here. Let's see. Okay, so some shooting was the choke. Okay. I have your ultimate. Let's see what we do with that. Isn't against the blade? It's not bad, definitely. Yeah, what do you think? Could it be increasing the quality a little bit more, so you control this position kind of slightly more? What do you think?
I could have been playing higher up on the pillar, having that angle instead of just right here on the stairs.
Yeah.
And also trigger discipline, or I wouldn't have to reload while he's dashing at me.
Yeah. I think it's this, just because you're controlling the position a little bit longer, most of the time, especially when you use kind of 2 dimensions, yeah? Like, let's say you're not only using the stairs anymore, but you also use this at any point of time, you can change the crosshair of the enemy, not to only go left and right. Like, let's say we on 90 angles, like I mentioned, let's say enemy team is position A, and you're to position B here, you make them turn to you 90 degrees. Really good, but because you're also on the high ground, there's a bigger chance, like, bigger chance for them to miss because they also have to aim up and down at the same time. And here's the same thing with the Genji. If he goes in with the dash, it's much easier to do when there are 2 dimensions. It's much it's much harder for him to do when there are 2 dimensions because you're abusing all this cover here. Yeah, let's say he goes on this level here, for example, on this pillar. You can instantly give up this position, go out. It takes time for him to drop, maybe all of that. Just and maintaining the range, of course. Trigger discipline, cover, all of that is a big thing. Yeah, the ultimate decision was good. I just think, just how do you maintain this position longer could be helpful. Okay, maybe let's see like other examples on the next map potentially. It's gonna be kind of similar things probably, and then we can do a live game. I think. What do you? Yeah, what's your opinion? Do you want to do the live game after? You okay with that? Can you hear me? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
froze for a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. Are you fine with doing a live game after
Yeah,
this?
we can do a live game.
Yeah, I would just see like this map real quick. See, for example here, how just you're gonna be using all these positions. I like this. This is generally good 90 angle. Again, our 2 things are just how do you use your healing station, how you use cover. Yeah, so see here, for example, you aim at the Zara, just lean back a little, yeah, just in case. So there will be no hits by other members, like maybe Baptiste, maybe even Mercy with a pistol sometimes, but just always minimizing your hitbox and using resources when it matters. Like let's say this Bab goes on you, okay? You wait. You still can wait a little bit longer. Wait for your HP to drop to half, and then use the healing station, because this is what baits this guy to be more aggressive. If he is more aggressive towards you, there's a high chance you kill him or your team gets him. Okay, yeah, I think it's pretty much this. Yeah, let's maybe try to apply this in a real game. Use corners and your healing station to your advantage. I'm gonna give you permission. 1 second. You should be able to stream now. You can do a game.
Okay.
Okay, let's take a look. You can do that much if you want. If you wanna warm up or just try hard if a Fey waxed, all of that.
I could never find the tryhard. I don't know if it's like region based or what.
Yeah, sometimes it's difficult to find. If there's no tryhard FFA, then just do a normal wax then. There's no problem.
Yeah, I got baited.
That's okay. Yeah, you just use those sessions, those death matches to practice your trigger discipline, for example. I think this is just, at this point of time at least, gonna be important mechanical aspect you can practice. Most of other things is just your decisions, positioning. You will want to focus on that more. Even in the deathmatch, potentially you can think about your resources as well, like maybe thinking, once you did bait them a little bit more, yeah, maybe your HP is half, and then using your healing station to your advantage. Like, so here, being patient, and now you can use the healing. Yeah, like, okay, just, it's okay. Just also maintain the range, though. Maintain your range while doing all of that. Yeah, don't forget. Oh well, he got an HP back from you.
Yeah.
That's alright. Nice, got a game.
Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
See, this is one of the maps I would pick Widow at the start, then swap depending on their team comp.
Well, I think mostly, well, it's okay if you focus on soldier still. You can, yeah, go for a couple of picks if you like, if you're comfortable on the Widow, but then swap, yeah, why not?
Okay.
Yeah. Just later, go soldier. See how can you use your first healing to your advantage and second cover. Yeah.
By your design.
Here's a Widow. You still can apply the cover idea. Just try to minimize your hitbox. Try to use horizontal, vertical structures to your advantage.
Stay safe, and I'll keep you safe.
Let's see who will be next.
Hi. Konnichiwa. Hey there. Hey.
Well,
Oh, somebody left. Alright.
Sorry. Sorry about that. Punching the payload.
Escort the payload.
That's alright. Hopefully you're gonna get the fast next game here. Yeah, usually Junkertown is pretty good. Pretty good with them, especially first points. Also, Circuit Royale is pretty decent.
Sekiriel, that's the name of it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Taken the lead.
With Tracer, you can also do some more stuff to get disciplined, because your short range oriented character too is quite important. So you're not shooting your entire clip, but taking your time, shooting when it matters. Yeah, readjust crosshair and then shoot, readjust crosshair and then shoot all the time. Against the Genjis, if you fight, usually once you get comfortable, like versus them, usually you're one of the best at dealing with them, but you just have to point out where the attention is at. Once they look at you at a close range, you just blink behind them on, well, almost behind them, kind of on the side behind them. So you throw off the aim and should be good. Yeah, seems like gotta leave the voice channel there. Okay, so keep those 2 points in mind. Cover, minimize your hitbox, and HP. HP, what's that? Healing station, right.
You fired once, they both fell. Beautiful.
And let your HP drop to half, and then you're gonna be using your healing station here. This is gonna be good position to use at the start most of the time. You can do early poke from the right side as well. Yeah.
Five, four, three, two, one. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
This is good bait. Nice. Good patience with HP as well. With the healing station. Now you don't have it, so play more conservative. You still can shoot, but don't overexpose yourself. Now see if you can do the pressure still. Let them commit resources, and yeah, this is good patience. Well, it's just
I should have went to the right instead of following the wall.
Exactly. It's just cover usage there. That's alright. It's good that you was waiting a little, yeah, because the Bastion is pushing in. Maybe he's receiving more pressure this way, but yeah, it's just cover usage there. It's alright. Can use this high gun at the start, just poke them a little.
Objective
Try to minimize your hitbox by leaning towards the back. So you... Yeah. Use this horizontal cover to your advantage. Yeah, exactly. Makes it much harder for them to hit you. If you're pushing, then you can use other corner. Mm-hmm. Okay. See, if this guy's a little bit far out of your range, you can get closer, but just maintain the cover. Okay, good job. Can take HP back. Retake the position. Nice. Okay, if your team is pushing behind that corner, you can do that with them later. Yeah, leaning towards the back is good here. Right. That's okay. You're still gonna win this fight. They burned ult for nothing there.
surrender to my will.
If your team is pushing more, see what is that better corner for you to take. Just always keep your team in mind when you're applying pressure. Run back, sure. Was okay move to run in. I would just run even more, so you maintain your range. Just run
Right.
even further, and then use your healing station later once they commit even more. It's kind of always set up. You like think about it. Maintain the range first, and second is use your healing station. It's always this. Okay. This is a good position for your ult here. Use cover, lean towards the back. Be careful. A little bit greedy there, but you know.
Yeah.
It was decent ult. There was, you know. I think you just maintain the position though, and would be pretty good there. Yeah, with the Doomfist, he might go on you. So be ready to maintain your range after, if he does it. Range? Yeah, I'm good. I still can maintain the range a little, and yeah, then shoot. Okay. Go out, you can go out. Nice. Just this way you bait this guy to feed, and you'd kill him. Oh, okay, well, this works too. You force an ultimate. This works. You can kill him. Nice, good job. That's how they feed. Because you're being patient, all of that. Maintain the range. Maintain your range. Make sure you keep maintaining longer sightlines consistently. Doesn't matter what map you're at. Okay. Think about what is that cover using. Minimize your hitbox. So maybe lean towards the back a little. Yeah, just yeah, this was this way. Try to survive. If you survive, you can ult later. Just, like, soon. Yeah, like now, maybe. Your range. Range is first. Careful. Okay. Nice. You guys still win. This is a good position to use.
60 seconds remaining.
Mm-hmm. Maintain your range, get the position first. Position first, fight second. Hold the time. This is a good position for you. Nice. Yeah, so see, you're just maintaining those 3 steps. You're constant in the cycle of taking a position, no matter what, and then controlling the position and then using that. Yeah, you even when the Doomfist somebody attacks, you always see what is that best setup you can take, maintain the range, for example, and then you fight. Always setup first, fight. Setup first, fight. Okay. I think this is good. Here, what do you think your rotation is gonna be? Where you can set up?
I could take the window, like right to the left, go up the stairs, take that window first, or take the low ground on the left side. Just take that off angle.
Yes. What is better, you think?
Probably the bottom left, where you
Mhm.
can play the stairs as well. Play that wall.
Bottom left, okay. So bottom left compared to the stairs, you have the little bit bigger advantage because you have longer sight line. Keep that in mind. Just right side stairs usually is really limited because the space is pretty enclosed if you go inside the train. So usually don't take that. Just go all the way left. It's gonna be good enough. Set up there, shoot people. If they chase you, you can maintain your range, still shoot them. So just try to get through the choke. This is gonna be the first priority. Do not emphasize the shooting anybody. Just make sure you run through. Use your tank
Okay.
as a distraction. He goes in, you take space. Lil runs through.
Capture objective.
Yeah, this left side here. Yeah, you should start doing it really soon. Like now. You should start taking space. Take space, take space. It's okay. You can. It's just harder to kill from there. Yeah. Okay. Okay, you can take the flank now. And apply pressure. This is a good position for you. Exactly. If they go on you, maintain the range. That's alright. That's alright. It's just Doomfist. Okay, like against the Doomfist, you see if you in the either his punch range or the slime range. If you do, then try to stay a little bit like longer range instantly. Just try to go out a little, any good. And this is a good position for now. See what is that cover you're using? You want
Yeah.
to yeah. Instantly, you take the position, make sure you have cover, just in case. Because if they turn, it takes a lot of time for you to like get to cover. That was good shooting. Okay. Focus on setting up. Set up on this, maybe like top right later. Yeah. Can get the better position. Okay. If they go on you, you can maintain the range. You have HP, you can drop HP. Yeah. That's alright. We kept this house busy, that was good still. Oh no. this guy always wanna get you when the fight is lost. No, you good, you can, well... you can swap, but again, should be a reason for it. Like, your composition, I think it allows you to. But Doomfist is like, he's not doing anything. Like, all of that. Your dash, it's not like, if you die from Doomfist, it doesn't mean anything. You still win the fight. Because you've been applying your win condition really well.
Right,
So,
he's putting all of his pressure in me.
okay, set up with a better position. Like maybe to the right. Nice. It should be good. You still can kind of use your hinder or roll as a tool which allows you to go aggressive. Just if they go on you or something, you can use that to help you maintain the position. Take an angle first, so you're not to the front line. That's okay. As soon as you don't have your hinder, like in this case, it's similar to your healing station. Try to just lean towards more defensive.
Be less aggressive.
Yeah, you can shoot. It's just you emphasize on cover. Your emphasis is gonna be on cover in this cases. Like now you have hinder, take an angle, and you can do something. Do not focus on Doomfist. Focus on the backline. Like I wanna shoot the backline more. Yeah. You get in the angle, you're on the front line. You need to get an angle, yes. It should be 90. Or... Tank is the last thing you should be shooting. Okay. It's just if he goes on you, you have the hinder to help yourself, that's it. Or you can get a kill with the hinder as well. Okay, set up again. You can do high noon from here. Okay. Yeah, there are some small things. Well, maybe this fight, by the way. If you have the last fight, don't hesitate to use your ultimate even for one man. Like, let's say, Doofus commits, use your ultimate right away. It's okay. Like, he used the slam, you use the punch. Use the ultimate to scare him off, so you get all the space. It's like, alright, you can treat your visor the same way as well, actually. Like, it's just, all of those tools are zoning tools, which allows you to kind of get the space. I will... Actually, I can give you an example. Can you send me this code there?
Yeah.
Yeah, just send me the code of the game. Okay. I think cover, the way we used that was good. Taking angles for the most part as well. Just keep that in your head, that even in the middle of the fight, still emphasize on taking an angle first. Yeah, constantly run to the spot, try to maintain it, and well, specifically with ultimates. Let me just show you. Maybe there was, I think there was a second point somewhere.
Drop down being greedy.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to like what I said in this last section there. Just whenever you have the position, whenever you hold the space somewhere, like, so let's see, is it here?
Yeah, I think it's just ultimate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Doomfist goes on you. Maybe it's not right there, but okay, yeah, it's actually. Yeah, it's actually when this is happening. Okay, so it's just this constant cycle. You take the position, so now you took it. Now you want only to make sure you in control. Yeah, nobody is contesting you. That's second. So it's how you cover. Also, it's how you maybe have, if you have defensive abilities or not, like your healing station, and from there just only actively shoot and zone out people from important space. Yeah, see, like at this point of time, it's just. Usually when you do any type of ultimate or any type of play, usually there's always should be good reason for you to drop. Yeah, let's say you have a big advantage, maybe you confident you gonna be winning the fight because you drop, maybe getting a couple of kills because of it, then it's a good decision. Now do you see, like, if we maintain the space, yeah, is it potentially maybe possible for us to, like, let's say, obviously Doomfist goes in you, but yeah, it's just how we could be zoning out this space, dealing with this space while being safe. Yeah, what do you think? So instead of dropping to like all the way down there, for example, where could you
I sh
go? What you should be doing? Where's
probably
your
ran
position?
towards the buzz and being able to
Mm-hmm.
get behind it
Yeah, yeah,
and still playing the cover
yeah. This is
instead
what.
of just dropping straight down.
Exactly, and this is what I think constantly, even in those situations in middle of the fight, yeah, when somebody goes on you, okay, well, first you might see if you can fight them. If you do, well, you can do that, sure. Here's the Doomfist, might be tough, so you can give out the position, but then instantly set up first. Yeah, emphasis on setting up, not just shooting, yeah? So we're not trying to get a kill, but take the space and then get a kill. Take the space, get a kill, because maybe you're not getting a kill, it will result in winning fight anyway. And this is what I was saying as well. Like this mindset of if you do your job, you constantly. Well, you constantly applying your win condition. You constantly doing the right thing with your character, even though you die sometimes. It still might be okay as long as you win the fight. There are no bad das only, and there are also good das as well. And this is what Ben most of the time actually did quite a good job on the soldier. And if you see maybe, for example, something like Doomfist, they go on you. They do something towards you. You die last. It's still okay for you to stay your character as long as it complements your main win condition. Yeah, you still, as long as you can do that, yeah, based on your comp and the map, you should be good. So you don't have to maybe necessarily also like the long term maybe swap to custody. Well, here your composition actually allows you to. You have more. So you have some short range members there, like the Lucio, the Diva. You just have some short range elements here, so it's just short to mid range Cassidy. You can work around it. But yeah, you definitely could maintain the soldiers well. It was working quite well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, see if it works, if it's allowing you to win the fight. You don't have to necessarily even swap based on just your main win condition and the map, because map allows you to, there are plenty of long range spaces for you to use. So yeah, usually you're good to go. Yeah, I think those are kind of those notes, most important notes so far. Does all of it make sense, maybe, or any questions?
Uh, yeah, it all makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I really have any questions. It's just a lot of maps I don't exactly know how to play without playing
Mm-hmm.
like a flank hero. Because like
Mm.
as on my Lucio one trick, um, depending on the team comp, if we're running like very brawly, I may go on a flank and like kill the widow or kill the ash or something like that.
Hmm.
Um, but as DPS, it's always hard to see how to play the map. Like New King Street, that's a great
Hmm.
example. I don't know how to play that map.
Hmm.
Uh, once we get to
Hmm.
like one of the checkpoints, it's easier because there's more cover, there's more high ground, there's better flanks. But
Hmm.
on the main point, it's so hard to play on.
Yeah, again, it depends on the character. What you run for the metals are still gonna be the same on any character. Like a soldier, maybe you're New Queen Street. Yeah, it, ideally, let me see. Do I have one here? No, I don't. But still, yeah, you on New Queen Street, you can use the long range sightlines. Use those kind of 90 to 180 angles, kind of maintain your range. Still, yeah, this is how you look at it, and it's mostly not like the map really. It's just the your composition first. I think is the most important. Looking at how am I complementing this main win condition? The map obviously was also it's a big thing. Usually on New Queen Street, the middle section, you play around the statue first, like this, and there's a hockey player, I believe, and then you also use the middle section like this tube sort of. At least as a long range character, a little bit more as a flanker. You usually leverage the enemy spawn basically like their spawn side. You use the HP packs there most of the time. But maybe for the future, let's say just in case you're gonna have any questions for a specific map, maybe specific section or whatever, what you can do is to send me a replay code with the timestamp. So I said here, you your optional tasks, you can do that anytime. Take advantage of that. Send me replay code, timestamp, question. I'll be happy to answer. Like anything specific you have, you're not sure what flanks to take, what angles to take on certain map. Take advantage of it. Okay. Yeah, is that sounds good to you?
That sounds great.
Nice. Okay. Maybe okay, so we have some time. Maybe let's see what we got out of today so far. What we learned with you. Yeah, you tell me.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Positioning. Uh, how to use position in most scenarios, like high grounds. Um,
Mm-hmm.
like using the cover. Resources, either baiting them out or when to use them on. Uh, and not focusing on the team comp, but playing around it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and also the maps. That the opening section we did was probably the most helpful because I never know how to play with a team at
Mm-hmm.
these low ranks. Because I
Yeah.
feel like I know the game pretty well. Like if I had a pretty coordinated team, I could guide them in the right
Yeah.
direction, like where to go
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
not having a coordinated team or not having synergy with a team, uh, is very hard to do just solo
Yeah.
carry.
Exactly. And that's why paying attention to big picture, seeing where those variables like on your team are gonna be useful, and you take it to your advantage, you use it as a resource. Obviously, there still might be a chance that they don't do like their job. Obviously, they're low rank as well. They can synchronize maybe, but there's a much bigger chance if you run long range composition and you also run long range here, you guys are gonna be hitting the same targets and complementing each other more. Yeah, for example, over the dive composition it's also similar, or maybe even brawl as well. Just makes it easy. For example, let's say you run brawl but you peek in something like Anna support and really playing far back where you cannot see your brawlers at all. They just run in enclosed spaces around the map, and you can complement their win condition because of the map. So yeah, it's not sometimes useful. That's why you always look at the composition map second, see how you can apply all these fundamentals, and yeah, you can go from there. I think for now, just do those 3 steps: take control, use the position. I think we can talk about this kind of third part a little bit more, maybe second as well. Like, how do you control and use the position as well? But for now, yeah, for using for controlling the position, maintain long range. Once half HP, you're gonna be using your healing station. Yeah, you can just kind of maintain position a little bit longer this way. use cover. How do you use cover, by the way? What do you want to do?
Minimize your hitbox.
Right, yeah, so you're gonna be kind of removing the space between you and the enemy, yeah. And it's just horizontal or vertical structures, depending on situation. Especially see, I think it's a little bit harder to understand how to use horizontal structures sometimes, but I think you did it during the game pretty well, so just keep doing that consistently. See if you have some piece of cover near you, should be helpful. Okay. And for what we did well, I think just yeah, you've been applying those 90 angles pretty well. I think just keep doing that, be consistent, and see how we can walk through. Always emphasize setup over fighting right away. Yeah, setup first, fight later. Setup first, fight later. Once you do this, yeah, once it's gonna be this kind of constant habit for you, you can figure out times when you can fight no matter what. Usually, you fighting right away only at the times when you have an advantage, big advantage. Yeah, let's say maybe there's a high chance of getting a kill. Maybe you guys have big numbers advantage. Then you can fight right away. If you don't, then make sure you set up. Make sure you do something first with your position. That might be also times when you have an ultimate. Maybe you can run in right away. Do not rely on setup. But usually try to set up first. 5 seconds, setup first, 5 seconds, should be good. Yeah, so 90 angles are fine. I think mechanically we've also been doing fine. We can look into that more as well. But yeah, what I would focus on later. We made some notes on mentality in our previous session. Maybe you can go over one of these aspects, just like see if there's anything wanna go, yeah, any specifics you want.